Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm your host, Behind the Bio, Dexter L. Scott. Listen, I have a very special guest with me on the show. You guys are going to want to hear his story. His name is Mr. James Sims. But before I bring him up, as I normally do, I always like to do a little reading of the bio, so you'll know who you're listening to. So let me tell you a little bit about James. He's a former pharmaceutical sales rep of 10 years, turned professional bodybuilder at the age of 50. Who knows what that's like? Not many of us, but that is amazing. So, a certified personal trainer and nutrition coach. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Professional actor that had co-starring appearances in Tyler Perry's Assisted Living, Law and Order, The Wonder Years, 2 national commercials, and currently has 4 movies on Amazon Prime. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. James Sims. Sims, welcome to the show, man.
Hey, thank you, my brother. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Good evening to wherever you are.
Yeah, absolutely. So listen, man, I want everybody to know it's hard trying to get James down. I'm telling you, we've been going back and forth. I've been trying to get on his calendar. He's on this set. He's on this set. So I finally was able to pin him down for a few minutes. So I'm really excited to have him on the show. So James, I'm going to tell you, man, one day, this has been several years ago. My wife and I, we were watching television, and these commercials pop up, and I said, "Wait a minute, I know that dude, right?" Man, I'm telling you, it's like I'm seeing you everywhere. It's phenomenal. We go way back to the days of Elizabeth City State University, Viking Pride, all the way back in the '90s. So, man,
Viking
it's just
pride, baby.
amazing. Yeah, it's amazing seeing the things that you're doing. So let's get right into the interview. James,
Thank you.
man, tell everybody just what's been going on in the life of James Sims. We want to hear about it, man.
Well, there's a lot that goes on in the life of James Arthur Sims, bro. And I do wear a lot of hats. So a lot of times what people see on the TV, they see commercial appearance here or there. They may see an appearance on a TV show or a movie, but that's not even the half of it. People think they see you on TV, you got it made. But man, the struggle is definitely real. And
Wow.
so, as we were discussing before we started our recording, is I wear a lot of hats,
Hmm.
in order to be able to live my dream and my passion of acting,
Yeah.
and case in point, right now, I work at the hospital on the weekends.
Uh-huh.
I'm here pulling in a few hours now because I was away for the past couple of weekends
Right.
doing an off-Broadway show, you
Wow.
know, and in which we're still touring nationally,
Yeah.
from city to city. And so, but until then, man, until I get to the point where I'm at least a B-list
Yeah.
actor,
Yeah.
where I'm making a living truly from all my acting, it's a grind. It's a constant grind. So it's not all glimmer and light.
Yeah,
So
yeah, man, that's amazing. So look, let me take you back for just a moment. I know that a lot of us we get out of school, whether it be high school, college, we're trying to figure life out, right? Then
yeah.
we get into later stages of life. Then we kind of have this pivot. I see where you got into acting. I don't know, when did you start acting? When did you know like this is something that I want to do?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And so for me, I loved acting unbeknownst to me as a
Hmm.
kid. It
Wow.
started out with me reading, to be honest with you. I was an avid reader as a
Hmm.
kid. I used to steal away and read an entire book in one day, like
Wow.
The Old Man and the Sea, The Call and the Wild. And even through elementary school, I was an accelerated reader. I would be advanced more so than some of my classroom classmates.
Hmm.
And then wasn't exposed to drama because I was a shy kid in
Yeah.
middle and high school, even in college. But it
Hmm.
wasn't until my senior year
Okay.
at Elizabeth City State University, I was recruited to fill in a part of a play called Fortinbras,
Hmm.
and I was this captain in this Shakespearean play. And at that point, something just rung in me. This bell went off. This fire was lit. This spark was lit.
Yeah.
And then I did another production called Bus Stop for University Players at Elizabeth City State. And but it wasn't until fast forward after graduation, moving different states, and then ending up here in Greensboro, North Carolina,
Hmm.
where I became a part of the community. theater here in Greensboro.
Gotcha.
And I was still working corporate America. I was doing sales, for different companies, eventually pharmaceutical sales, still doing stage just as a hobby.
Yeah.
And for me, now to get to the point, for me, I got tired of the corporate America antics. The getting laid off due to no
Yeah.
fault of your own, just because a drug goes generic or something gets pulled off the market or whatever corporate things they're going behind the scenes. And I just got tired of the game, the rat race. And
Yeah.
so at that point, I recognized that I need to be doing what I loved, you know.
Mm.
And I knew I couldn't just jump all in and go to Hollywood, New York, Atlanta, becomes actor. Because I had a family at this point. I started this later in life.
Yeah.
But for me, it was realizing, once I was just a number in corporate America, that it was time for me to follow the passion that God had instilled in my heart and
Wow.
not just becoming another number for a corporation. And so I was blessed enough to get representation, and over the years, my representation, I've gone through a couple of different agents, but my presence in the acting world has just grown, and it's been very, very good. And I'm still growing,
Yeah.
and I'm still trying to reach new heights, brother.
Wow, that's cool. So look, man, let me commend you on that because a lot of times, when we take that later in life pivot, a lot of times we getting near 50 years old, we're like, man, I'm at midlife crisis, all these kinds of things. But I applaud you on that. That's
Thank
phenomenal.
you.
That's phenomenal. So let me ask you something. You mentioned earlier, a lot of people, they see the glitz, they see the glamour, they see you on screen, but there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes. If you could tell our listeners, you know, uh, some people know you, some people don't. Those people that know you, if you could tell something, what is something that happened on your journey to get you where you are, to help you identify with the James Sims we're looking at today? What's something that took place or something that really rocked your core that you really had to push through it, man, even for us to be looking at you right now?
Um, Again, for me, I think when my company told me I had to sit and wait by phone to let me know if I was going to have a job or not.
Wow.
you know, for me, I was like, no, I have to take my life into my own hands. And this was around 2010, to be exact.
Mm-hmm.
Um, had my second new baby girl,
Mm.
a house that I had only been in for about a year. I built about 10 acres of land, built a custom house on it, and was working for corporate America, only to 6 months later to say, hey, we got to let you go.
Wow.
And
Jesus.
this is shortly after
Oh
'08 when
man.
all the
Yeah.
financial turmoil was going on, et
Mm-hmm.
cetera. And actually, this was the second layoff within a year and a half period of time from the same company,
Gotcha.
you know.
Wow. That's
And
sad.
for me, that was a turning point for me because I wanted to dictate my future,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And I knew again that I was going to have to, grind and have maybe a couple part-time jobs and reinvent myself. But I knew that I had to reinvent myself. My acting, I
Mm.
loved it too much for it to just be a hobby,
Yeah. Yeah.
And at the age of 48, at that point, 48, 49, approaching 50, I was like, man, life is too short to go through the motions,
Mm.
just to let some other company dictate your success,
Wow.
let some other entity dictate your happiness.
Mm-hmm.
That was my when and I ended up having to sell a house that I custom built, a house that I loved being in, land, 10 acres of land. And I'm a hunter, I'm a country boy too.
Wow. Yeah.
And so having to let that go,
Yeah.
I said, never again,
Mm.
never again. And so
Mm.
by all means, I
Wow.
said, I'm going to do what it takes for me to make me happy. I only have one life, it's one passion, and I'm going to pursue it at all costs, no matter what it takes.
Wow.
So, and I've
Yeah.
been grinding. So
Yeah. So wow. So 10 acres of land, custom built
I had
home.
10 acres.
You're
Yeah.
you're living your dream. I mean, this is what it is. And then here we go
Yeah.
again with a second layoff from the same company.
Yes.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
So look, I know that you guys some of you guys that are watching, you're listening to us. I know that you can relate to this because we're in some tumultuous times even right now, as it relates to people being laid off and all kinds of things. So Sims, let me ask you this question: if
Yeah.
you were to tell people somebody that's watching right now that maybe they're going through a layoff or they're laid off right now, what's something that you could tell them to give them hope to just keep going?
Well, I'm a firm believer, man, that all things work together for the good of those that love the Lord. Keep the faith, stay prayerful, and by all means, whatever it is that you have a burning desire for,
Mm-hmm.
that's something in your heart, it just won't let you go.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what you
good.
should be doing.
That's good.
That is truly what you don't be afraid to find or study, get information on whatever it is that passion you have,
Mm-hmm.
and just go for it. Start that LLC on whatever that business is. If it's acting, go take some classes, and find out how to act in front of the camera, just some general information about what it takes to get there.
Mm-hmm.
If it's being a personal trainer, which I am as well, get certified, take some classes, learn what it's like. If that's what you have a passion for, do it.
Right. Right.
And one thing that the pandemic showed me, was that life is too short, man. When you see your
Yeah.
old neighborhood friends and your high school classmates, your college classmates, your co-workers, church members, they were here today and gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
Man, life is too short just to be going through the motion, just to be stressed out, worrying about, something you have no control over. Take your life
Right.
into your own hands,
Wow.
and I
Jeez.
live by the mantra, you do
Yeah.
what you have to until you can do what you want to,
Right.
you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
And so no, just don't be afraid. Step out there on faith and just start it. No
Mm-hmm.
matter what it is, just start it.
Wow. Wow. And you say, life is too short. That's a bar. That's the whole bar, man.
Yeah.
Because, a lot of times we are dealing with a bunch of things. We're dealing with some stuff that we can't control. I really appreciate you saying that because I think it is a transition for a lot of people. So as we continue the interview, Sims, what is something like for young people? Because right now we're looking at colleges right now. People going to college, they don't know what's going to be waiting for them afterwards. We have people that are out of school. The young folks, they're like, man, what am I going to do with my life? So with them coming fresh out, what is something that you can tell them? I know go after your dreams, but some of them don't even know what their dreams are. So what do you recommend for them to focus in on to say, okay, how do I figure out what am I good at?
Well, I'm gonna say like this. Right now, we're living in times that you and I didn't see growing up.
Yeah.
And there
Yeah.
are so many avenues and platforms to become, rich or make
Mm-hmm.
easily. Our goal used to make six figures, 100,000. Now
Right.
we're trying to make,
Yeah.
a couple 100,000 to 1 million a year is the
Yeah.
goal.
Yeah.
Now, but there are so many platforms in our, AI age, our technological age.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason that an individual can't find something that they enjoy doing. But
Right.
again, for me, man, my best advice is everybody has something that they're passionate about,
Mm-hmm.
something that they enjoy doing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Um, and you really got to tap into what it is that you enjoy doing. I mean, right now in the acting realm of things, people are becoming millionaires off of vertical movies, using
Mm.
your cell phone, recording content,
Wow. Wow. Yeah.
becoming millionaires doing just that.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take a whole lot of, it doesn't take $1 million equipment setup like in the movie theaters. No, people on their phones
Yeah.
all day
Pull your
long.
phone out. Yeah.
So finding that
Yeah.
niche that appeals to you, something that you can relate to, and something that you have fun conveying a message. That's a start there. Right now we're in this crypto age.
Mm-hmm.
There are billionaires being made every day off of crypto. There are again in the technological age that we're in, this computer generated age. Everybody's on their computer in some shape, form, or fashion.
Yeah.
But truly, it's up to the individual, man. You got to find out what it is that you truly enjoy doing, because no matter what it is you enjoy, there's a way to make a honest living from it.
Wow.
You just got to
That's
tap
good.
into that, and that's going to be different for everybody.
Right.
So,
Right. Wow, man, thanks for that. Thanks for that. I know you guys that are listening, you're getting a lot of information out of this. So we just take some notes, man. I mean, do whatever. If you're listening, you got a young person in your life. They need to hear this. Make sure that they watch this or listen to it because it's going to be just transformational for them. So let's go a little further here. Sam's, what's next, man? Like, I'll tell you. So I was looking at your Facebook page and I saw that you're going to be with Michael. Is it this weekend? Michael from Good
Yeah,
Times.
Ralph Carter from Good
Wow.
Times. You know that's a show that never gets old, man. It has the show came out with the '70s, I believe,
Yeah.
but it still resonates with audiences today. It's a timeless show because it shows the struggle,
Hmm.
of the black family, living in the ghetto of Chicago, and but still a lot of people are struggling now. But
Yeah.
still, it's a timeless show. But to the show, so the show is called Justice on Trial.
Okay.
And basically, it follows three civil rights attorneys, myself, Ralph Carter, and Chad Lawson Cooper, who is also the executive producer of the show.
Okay.
So it follows three civil rights attorneys who are suing the Justice Department of the United States for reparations for the
Wow.
African American community.
Wow.
And right now, we are embarking on a 100 city tour.
Hmm.
Um, I joined the cast in August of last year, and so I this is probably my sixth or seventh city coming up. So, but we were just in Bennettsville, South Carolina. We have Florence, South Carolina coming up
Hmm.
February 21st. And then my hometown of Augusta, Georgia, March 14th for two shows.
Okay.
And then we're going to Greenville, South Carolina the week after that. Um, but again, with this particular show, it's unlike anything I've ever been a part of. It's educational, it's inspirational. Um, it These civil rights attorneys bring back witnesses from the past,
Wow.
right? Such
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
Harriet Tubman, Miss the woman they call Moses herself.
Wow.
She does her name is Alicia Robertson Cooper.
Hmm.
She was one of the former lead singers with John P. Key and the VIP choir.
Okay.
When you talk about a beautiful voice, oh man, her voice will have you mesmerized as Harriet Tubman.
Hmm.
We also have um, Emmett Till that comes back.
Okay.
Emmett Till is played by Chad Cooper II. Also, beautiful voice, man. Wonderful portrayal of Emmett Till. We also have W.E.B. Du Bois, who comes back to testify. And W.E.B. Du Bois is portrayed by his grandson,
Wow.
Jeff Du Bois Peck.
Okay.
And so that's Act One, where we're witnessing, interviewing the witnesses. And of course, we have the defense attorneys who are pro Trumpers who are just really reaming our witnesses. So it
Hmm.
makes for some great drama as well as some comedy. And then Act Two follows the jury as they're deliberating, all the facts that were laid out. And
Gotcha.
it's a multicultural jury. You got Trump supporters on there, you got African Americans, you got Latinos, and one Trump supporting woman, she tells one of the jurors, like, I don't know why you guys want reparations. We've given you a black president, so that should be enough, you
Okay.
know. And then she said, as a matter of
Yeah.
fact, you're going to find out what it's like to be, a black woman in the South. She says,
Hmm.
after we finish, you can go get me a cup of coffee with two creams and two sugars.
Wow.
And the black woman says, um, she says, just because we have a black president, we had a black president, still, that doesn't mean anything. Look at where we still are today with all the
Hmm.
racism, et cetera. And
Right.
she said, I have I may not have two lumps of sugar or two creams, she said, but I have two hands, 2 feet. And when you wake up out of this coma that I knock you into, you're gonna have two lumps on your head. So I mean, but it truly is a
Yeah.
great show. I mean, it's not a musical, but there's some wonderful singing in it, some wonderful portrayals in it, and it's something for everybody, the entire family, to come out to see.
Wow.
And so, in addition to the stage play, I do have a independent film that I'm filming right there in Raleigh, North
Okay.
Carolina, where you are,
Okay.
called
Yeah.
"Joy Comes in the Morning," which is a faith faith-based film. Um, I have a host of movies that have yet to come out, and hopefully they'll be coming out sometime this year. So some great
Wow.
things in
Yeah.
store to come.
That's awesome, man. That is awesome. So listen, so how can people get in contact with you? We want to make sure we get that information out. So you guys be on the lookout for the shows that are coming, might be coming to a city near you. But if you can just let people know how to get in contact with you.
Yeah, one of the best ways to follow me and some of the things I've done and to see some of the works I've done, you can go to IMDb. That's where you check out all your actors, actresses, your movies, showtimes, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And under IMDb, look for James Arthur, Arthur, Sims, Sims.
Okay.
IMDb, James Arthur Sims. Or you can look me up on Instagram under James A. Sims, the actor, or Facebook, just as James James Arthur Sims. Yes,
Gotcha. Okay. All right. And this is going to be in the show notes too, everybody. So make sure you check out the notes. You can get all this information. Man, James, this has been amazing. I know you're still busy. You're at work, so we appreciate you taking some time to hop on with me. So one parting thing that you could share with everybody, just whatever off the top of your head, what do you want folks to know?
but I want folks to know that you need to be happy, right? You need to be following your God-given passions, which everybody has one. Find out what that passion is. If it's something that's a burning desire, do it
Yeah.
at all costs.
Yeah.
Right? Life is too short to go through the motions. Life is too short to be stressed out, dead end job, unhappy. Don't be afraid to step out there on faith.
Yeah.
Dreams
It's good.
do come true, and those dreams coming true is in your hands.
Wow. James, man, this has been amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. James Sims. James, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you right now, we want you to rise higher, go further, live upgraded. We'll see you on the next broadcast. James, thanks, buddy.
Thanks, my brother.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.